What is going on to you Capricorns out there? So you have the Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, and you Capricorns have the Strength card. So there's a sense of somebody trying to come back to you Capricorns and getting good with you. Could be a friend, could be even a what was once romantic interest, right? Someone that could have been a romantic interest, but you just don't see that about them anymore, right? Even though there was potential there. Yeah, they're trying to come back in, or they were, right? Fairly recently trying to get back in with you and, talk to you again, try to get to know you again. And the Strength card represents it didn't work. For you Capricorns, that didn't work. You Capricorns essentially wanted nothing to do with them. You Capricorns just wanted to make sure that the spot is peaceful between the two of you, right? There's no kind of friction. There's no kind of problems going on between the two of you where there's, you know what I mean? Where the two of you were to ever interact with one another, it would be friction, right? Or if the two of you ever happen to cross paths with each other for whatever reason, however, right? Maybe you may live obviously in the same city. You don't want to cross, you don't want to end up crossing paths with them, and then it's smoke, right? Then it's a problem. You Aquarius excuse me, sorry about that. I just did Aquarius video. You Capricorns want to make sure that there's no friction. You want to leave as peacefully as you possibly can. The Page of Wands and the Ten of Cups right here is about how, and now you're on your new journey, right? There is essentially nothing holding you Capricorns back anymore. You're single, ready to mingle. The Ten of Cups represents you could talk to whomever it is that you want to, right? As long as you have availability to talk to them, you're going to talk to whomever you want to. There's not a sense of, like I said, there's no real sense of anyone holding you back or telling you no, or you feel like, you Capricorns feel like you can't talk to so-and-so because of X, Y, and Z, right? There's none of that. And you Capricorns are free agents. You're single. You can speak to whomever it is that you want. The Page of Wands, however, represents the bar is high in the sense that what you're looking for is, a lot of you Capricorns obviously, you're looking for someone that has something going on for themselves. And that's fair, right? That's a fair thing, right? That's obviously a fair thing to say, and it is fair, right? Everyone should want someone with something going on, right? Even if they don't necessarily have something manifested in their hands, at least at the very minimum, they're building up to something, number one. And number two, they're not shiftless. They're not lazy. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not helpless. They actually still, getting up off their butt and still doing something for themselves. And they have some sort of inner motivation in order to actually do what it is that they need to do, right? And so because now you have some form of standards and not expectations, right? There's a difference between standard and expectations. Really quick, an expectation is something where is basically where you have these demands. You want a person to do this, but a standard puts the dignity and the self-respect between both of you back into the connection that you and the person that you're talking to is supposed to have. This is real dating. This is real courtship, as opposed to the dysfunction that you Capricorns see out here. What I'm telling you right there is real dating, okay? Because in expectations they can tend to be unrealistic, as opposed to standards create a foundation for the relationship to exist. That's something that is ultra important that you establish. It is must. If you don't establish any kind of standards for yourself, all your relationships are going to be dysfunctional without exception, because you must have a platform. You must have a foundation. And the thing is that the Two of Cups now is that, a lot of you Capricorns are just now experimenting, trying to find out what it is that you want. A lot of you Capricorns may have experienced, you know, quite a few situations with people. And I'm not saying that you Capricorns may have like messed around with those people like that, if you know what I mean, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is that you've been in a room with a couple of people, and you Capricorns may have was just dating around aimlessly a little bit, where it's like you're looking around, but you don't necessarily know exactly what it is that you wanted at one point, right? Now the Five of Swords, right? Five of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles represents, but trials and tribulations taught you more about yourself and more about what it is that you Capricorns wanted. And one of the things that you Capricorns want is for a person to be like this, for a person to be like the Nine of Pentacles, the person in the garden holding up the falcon or holding up the hawk, right? This person needs to have standards. They need to be an upstanding person. They need to have integrity, right? A lack of integrity is a deal breaker. If the person doesn't have integrity, how exactly are you going to actually take them seriously? And the answer is, you're not going to. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to. So the Fool and the Three of Pentacles right here represents, so now a lot of you Capricorns are going to step out, get to know people with a brand new, with confidence, with self-assurance, because you Capricorns are more in tune spiritually to yourselves, right? Way more than you used to be. Because again, y'all were dating and you were thinking, oh, okay, because of this particular thing and this particular circumstance that it was supposed to work. Until you Capricorns started to learn through trial and error that there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of gradations, there's a lot of gray areas, there's a lot of, there's a lot of contradictions, there's a lot of things that seemingly don't make sense. But if you know what it is that you're looking for, then it does make sense. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Fool. And there's nothing wrong with getting the Fool card as well. There's nothing wrong with that. People, again, people's egos don't, nobody wants for the Fool to pop up, but they don't understand that the Fool is the most powerful card in the tarot deck. More powerful than the Emperor, Empress, World, Hermit, Magician, more powerful. So it's a blessing when that card comes up. The Unalive card, King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, to clarify the Fool. So the Unalive card and the King of Pentacles speaks to, once again, how things are moving for you. You Capricorns, like I've been talking about, you have a better understanding of what you want. And why that's so important, why I've been talking about it on and off like this, is because, once again, when you have a better understanding of what you want, people are going to come to you. This is life. So people are going to come to you and they're going to show you something, right? They're going to show you a little bit about themselves. If you know what you want, if your value system does not align with their value systems, they can't impose that value system onto you by unfamiliarity. And what I mean by that is you haven't seen it before. You don't know where it's going to go. So you're along for the ride because you've never seen that before. So now you Capricorns are willing to sit there and wait to see if this person is actually going to be a person of their word and deliver. No, you Capricorns have experience now that, okay, when a person does this, they usually mean this. This usually is coming behind that. This is what they usually mean. So you got to essentially leave that one alone. And then you have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Cups, which represents not only that, but knowing how to apply pressure, knowing that you don't really need to apply much, usually, right? And you don't really need to really try to run game. All you need to do is just show up and be a lion or a lioness and be about something. And a person either gets right or they get left. You know, they either come correctly or they fumble. Playing games, trying to give you Capricorns a hard time for absolutely no real reason that they can justify why they're giving it to you, right? And the thing is that the Knight of Pentacles represents how also too, a lot of you Capricorns really have to take into consideration that, you know, no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of immortality. It's a card of a person that, despite what happens, they're quite well off. You're gonna be okay, right? Like, you're still good. You Capricorns, what I'm seeing here is you Capricorns just have to become a better observant of what you even really want in your life, for real, truth be told, because you're gonna get what it is that what you're asking for. You're gonna get what it is that you're asking for. The question is, can you actually handle it? See, this is how we really get a chance, my dear Capricorns, to know if we're really built for something or if we're not. Is if we actually, when it happens to us, right? A lot of times people will talk about how it is, my dear Capricorns. A lot of times people will talk about they want a person that's building themselves up and they do this type of stuff and they have discipline. But when they get that person in front of them on either side, okay, now enough talking. Talking is cheap. Show up and shut up. Walk it like you talk it. There will be a time to talk, but right now ain't it. Right now is the time to show the person what you talk about, or what you've been talking about previously before this person showed up. And then after you walk the walk well, then you can talk, right? A lot of times people don't do that. What they'll do is they'll do a lot of talking. And then when the scenario pops up where it's like, okay, show us what you got, right? Go ahead, like Cat Williams said, show us what you got, right? Show us what you got. Now it's time to see. Show us what you got. Now it's, you know, see a lot of people crack up underneath the pressure. So that's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Just keep dating, keep finding out what you like. Don't do anything too wild with too many people, right? If it just seems like it's not really going anywhere, my suggestion for you Capricorns is to not really do anything, because you'll have people out here who will use you, and then you'll have people out here who want to build something with you, right? My humble suggestion is that if you Capricorns really want long-term value, I would suggest you only look for a relationship. That's what a relationship is for. Long-term value. Short-term value is much more of a we just hanging out, Netflix and chill type stuff. So smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 20,000 plus subs. We're at 13,900 and change. Please do all that stuff. Hit the like button, that helps. Leave a comment, that helps. And subscribe, that helps. Appreciate it.